So for most of my speeches, I like to keep you guys involved. So how many people here have actually been to Coachella before? We got one. Any of you ever been to a music festival before? An overnight music festival? Okay, there we go. Which one was yours?
Us Festival.
Ooh,
yes.
Nice. Very nice. So as some of you might know, when you go to these festivals, it's not always financially responsible to go and rent out a house. It might be nice, but camping just brings so much more bonding and experience to the event. Coachella camping for me is one of those things that where I really get to see people from college that I never get to see anymore since none of them decided to move to LA after school. I don't know why. But it is very challenging, and a lot of people hesitate to even consider camping in the middle of Palm Springs. And this isn't really camping. It's not like we're going to Yosemite to backpack 10 miles into the wilderness. No, we're just going to Palm Springs to hang out on a polo field. So they have bathrooms and showers. It makes no sense to me. So for those of you who want to live outside the box and challenge yourself to the rigors of Coachella camping, it's just like any other camping. You need to have the first three things that required for survival set up. The first one being food, second being shelter, and third being water. Not necessarily in that order of importance. As far as water goes, that's a pretty easy one to handle. They have water on the premise. I recommend bringing bottled water because then you can keep it in a nice chest and it'll be nice and cold. Shelter is also a fairly easy one. You can easily just grab a tent, or for people even more lazy, you can just sleep in the car. Don't recommend doing that. It's very bad for your back. But one of the fun things about shelter that I like is what happens when you don't do one of these egregious things. When you get this little small campsite with your dinky little tent. It's when you get friends together, and then you guys build something massive and amazing. I usually camp with a bunch of people who tend to go to Burning Man, and that's real camping because you go out into the desert, you pack everything in, and you have to survive there for a week with no running water, no ice, no real access to the outside world, and then you have to pack it up and leave with no trace. They tend to test out all of their Burning Man equipment at Coachella, so then my friends, being the engineers they are, we built a massive shade structure that is designed to handle rigorous winds, burning sun, and mostly it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
We've used the shelter for all manner of gatherings, for all social gathering, all covering for when we're cooking dinner, and it's easy. It's so much cooler than an easy up and much more structurally sound than an easy up, especially when the desert winds eventually come. Finally, food. As I've said before, it's much better to do this with a group than just by yourself. Even if you have 5 people in your car, go out and get 40 people and have them all tent next to each other. That way you can really spread around the food requirements. Earlier this year we had people in charge of breakfast, people in charge of dinner, and not so much lunch because most people just go into the event and eat there. But I do think that having people around truly makes Coachella camping the best part of the actual event. You are stuck together and you end up always just drinking together and really enjoying yourself. Really hoping to be closer to the end by now. So, how do you socialize in the Coachella camping? Well, actually, let me take that back. The biggest complaint most people have about camping is the showers. And I'm here to tell you that fear is not really a problem. They have wonderful showers at Coachella, although unfortunately sometimes the lines do get pretty long. what I recommend doing is locating the showers where they are in relation to the other campsites, and then going to the ones that don't have massive amounts of campsites next to them. For example, the one we were at this time around was somewhat isolated, so we only had to share the community showers with the entire people in that lot versus having to share that with more than 3 other lots. No lines for the showers every day, no lines for the bathrooms, which was really nice, and it was a much more cleaner experience than I've had in the past. And that is how you Coachella camp.
Thank you, Preston. I've never been, but at least I know what to expect now, and I still don't think I'll go, but thank you.
All right.
All right, we're going to go ahead and move to now it's the third part of our meeting. Impromptu table topics with our impromptu table topics master. Please help me in welcoming Mr. Aaron Wright.
Thank you. As you all know, this is my favorite portion of the meeting. Because you